Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Americans, welcome to the 58th installment of The Bobby Kudo Show.
Wake up to a cloudy day, dark rolls in and it starts to rain. Staring out to the cage like walls, time goes by and the shadows crawl. Crushing candy, crushing pills, got no job, mom pays my bills. Texting exes, get my fill, sweating bullets, Netflix chills. World's out there singing the blues, 20 more dead on the evening
What
news.
can I tell you?
Myself, really, what's the use? I'm just like you, I was born to lose.
Very good intro, very good.
I'll tell you, it's so hard to talk over this stuff, right? Theory of a Deadman. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Super special episode for you today. My good friend and confident. You know, there are certain people in your life that you meet, my brother, and you Sam, thank you so much. I don't want to talk over Theory of a Deadman. Thank you so much. Guys, go listen to that. It's RX Medicate. Wake Up Call is that album. That was their 6th studio album. Canadian rock band, you know. Say what you want about the Canadians. Theory of a Deadman is one of the good ones that came out of there.
Very good.
You know, Drake is good
Great
too.
intro.
I like a little bit of Drake. That was back in October 2017.
Nice.
Bro, you know what he's thinking about? He's thinking about being home, medicated, nowhere to go, nothing to do. Is that not what we're living in right now, brother?
Pretty much.
Like, isn't that? It's
Pretty
just,
much.
and this is in 2017, and it's almost like, you know, that's really the society that we're living in right now, bro. It's
Like he knew.
you know what? It's a terrible state of affairs, and I say this only because you got almost like two sides. Gee, welcome everybody. Well, I'm going to hit the ground running right now. And those two sides, Jesse, are there's a working force out there right now, and there's a force that I believe. I don't believe this is bad in anyone. I just believe that when you lose momentum, when you stop, you know, quick story. I was out of work for like 7 months.
Right.
It was very difficult to get back into that mode. You know what I mean? Like you almost get to a
absolutely.
point where you're almost like stagnant. You know what I mean? You're on the
Absolutely.
couch. You're kind of doing the same things every day. And
Half the world's been living that. Almost the
right,
whole world's
right.
been living that.
So how do you stimulate people to get back to work, man? How does it happen? Is it perpetual? Like, do we not?
Unfortunately, this is the world we live in right now because of what's happened. But you have to find a way.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out.
Yeah, you do,
know what I
man.
mean?
You do.
You got to figure it out. And
Yeah.
there are a lot of people they're figuring it out.
Seriously, you know, and you know, you never realize, and I always say this out loud, you never realize that last beautiful day, right? You know what? And I always go back to the movie Fight Club. You ever watch
'cause
Fight Club?
You never know.
You know the scene there where he's got him and he pulls the kid out of the convenience store and he pulls his license out and he holds a gun to the kid's head and he says, "Tomorrow is going to be the best day of your life."
Right.
Why? Because today could have been the last one for you.
Right.
And I think it's almost like, how do you tap into that? How do you make yourself realize that you should be living
that's
that way?
how we all have to
right?
live. We
Like
have
you
to
have
live
to,
that
man.
way.
You know, obviously we all, Jess, you're a dad. You have kind of responsibilities. Like we have all those. You know that you live in the realm of you're responsible for other people. So you kind of, you know, there is a little bit of reservation there. But ultimately, brother, what are you leaving behind? Like you can have all the material things you want, brother, but ultimately, without the memories,
memories
there's
mean
nothing,
everything.
right? I mean, like
That's
when
all
you're
you got.
gone, I keep talking about a legacy. What's your legacy, right?
Right.
Hey, welcome everybody to the
kind of mark
episode
could you make
58.
on the world?
Jesse, here we are, my man. You know, it's
Thank you for having me.
dude.
This is
I'm
awesome.
such a pleasure to have you here.
It's been
dude.
a while since we've been
You know
together.
what?
This is
It's-
great.
Absolutely, you were on the Disgruntled American podcast.
Yeah, I had
that
a
was
good
amazing.
time.
We
It
actually
was.
talked about you in the last episode because
Appreciate
Steve
that.
had his friend Jesse in, and we were kind of like my Jesse and your Jesse.
Right.
You know what I mean? So but
There's
it was-
only one Jesse Gomes. though.
Absolutely, right? Absolutely. Dude, it was an awesome episode. It was so much like just, I think the fluidity
Those
of it,
guys are
Jesse.
cool. I had a good time
Right,
with
they're
them.
good guys. And
Yeah.
you know, actually,
Very honest guys. They were awesome.
Joe missed the last episode. Steve was in, and it just, you know, and you try to like balance the dynamics of
Yeah,
you know, just
adapt.
life, and
Just
you know,
adapt.
people have things going on in their lives, but ultimately it's about the message, brother. And
Really?
you know, and I always like to think that you know people come to the Bobby Kudo Show for something. You know, I think the DAP is one entity, and then the Bobby Kudo Show is another
Oh,
entity.
yeah,
and
I
think
feel
you
the
listen
same way.
for different reasons, and
Yeah.
you know, and I never want to pollute the show
The
with.
DAP is more confrontational.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like, you know what I think it is. I think it's when you're around the people that you're comfortable with, and you'll have those conversations where normally you probably wouldn't have those
Right,
conversations.
right.
And I think that's what draws people to the show, is because ultimately that's what people are thinking. Like this is what people don't want to say this, but they realize, hey, wait a minute. Maybe I did make a mistake, right? We were talking earlier,
Right.
Jesse. and
We have to give them something to listen to.
that's what I'm saying. And at what point do people realize, hey, listen, this isn't working out? Like you have to make a change. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, it's almost like, you know, and it's funny. The analogy came to me. I was driving the other day and I'm saying to myself, you know, I think as we are humans and as we live in this state right now, when we look at situations, the way we process information, for example, God forbid, car accident, right? At the moment when you get into a car accident, what's the most important thing at that moment? Is everybody okay?
Everybody okay,
right?
yeah.
Then after you get past that, right? You get to the next stage, and the next stage is, okay, what's the damages, and how much is this going to cost me, right?
Anger,
right?
sometimes
right? Anger and all those emotions, right? And I think that's where we're at as a nation. I think we're going through these stages where first Corona came around, right? And then, so we're in that, the accident happened. Oh, let's take care of everybody. Oh my God, people are dying. They're in the hospital. What
but
can
did
we do?
Really?
Right? No, we didn't. I think we spun that narrative, and
we
now
kind of hurt ourselves
absolutely,
a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, when you start talking about New York, Jesse, you had your Yankees hat on, man. So I know you're sensitive. New York, 9/11.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just, we're on the.
Doesn't matter
right?
if it was in New York. It could have been anywhere.
Could have been anywhere.
You know what I mean?
But,
It's just.
But you had, you had Cuomo, Governor Cuomo,
right.
and all those people that were in the nursing home.
Right.
How many thousands of people that lost their lives needlessly? Like, it wasn't, to your point. Did it have to? Did people really have to? Did that have to happen? And are we living in a situation now that it doesn't exist, but you have a narrative that the news media is pushing out there that scares people into saying, you know what, I don't. And I hate even bringing Geraldo. I mean, that guy makes me freaking crazy. But he said it today. He's like, your freedom isn't more important than my health. And I'm saying to myself,
that's what I'm saying. We're divided because of the media.
Yeah.
The media has divided this world, this country, especially this country.
Yeah, but now, what do you think when you hear something like that? Like, so is there a price for your freedom? Like, I'm thinking, like, when I think of the Constitution, I think that freedom doesn't have a limit. Like, there's no, like, once you get to a certain point, look, you cannot supersede my freedom. Like, that's God given to me. Like, you can't take that away. But then you say, well, wait a minute. You also can't scream fire in a theater, right? Like, you got your First Amendment rights.
It's never always going to make sense.
What exactly? So
it's never always going to make sense.
So do you have to compromise? Do you have to find a common ground? And ultimately, are you forcing people to do something they don't want to do, man? They say over 100 million people, Jess, don't have the vaccine and don't plan on getting it.
I mean, I don't worry about stuff that I can't control.
Yep.
I can't control another person to make a decision to put something in their body they don't want to put.
That's it.
And
man,
I don't feel like they're
right?
putting me at risk. That's a decision that they're making based on their lifestyle and their life. So I have no right to interfere with that. And that goes back to freedom.
I'm with you, bro.
So that's how I feel about it.
So you can't infringe on that.
And nor will I judge them or look at them in a different way.
And that's, what I mean? This is why I bring this up today, is because these are the conversations that we need to have. People are not talking about this. It's almost like you have a group of people that are very vocal. Listen, the liberals are motivated. I'm telling you.
That's why you have to have stuff like what you're doing today, because I hope it teaches people that, we need to be nicer to each other regardless of what decision they make.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
at the end of the day, look, listen, who doesn't love a cup of coffee, right? If you go to Dunkin' Donuts and there's nobody there working, they can't serve you the coffee.
Right.
Like, they can't even open. Like, so we were talking about businesses and owning the Dunkin' Donuts and being successful. How can you, look, when you have overhead, you have costs.
Absolutely.
You have perishable foods. If you're not selling this stuff and people are waiting 20 minutes,
and you're going bad, of course.
So you're crippling an industry. At some point, you got to say, hey, listen.
Oh, they crippled it.
So what are you talking? We're talking socialism. We're talking, right? Because at some point you can't bounce back. Like, in other words,
unfortunately, some won't.
Jeez, man, is that what people want?
The ones that do are trying to find a way, and they're going to figure it out, and they have, because luckily enough, we've been back up and running, and I've been going to restaurants, and it's been great on the weekends to see these places packed and to be out in the atmosphere and see people. And I could care less what their behavior is. It's just nice to see.
Right.
You know what I mean? People working and serving you. And so it's good.
I really wanted to talk. I hope you don't mind.
Sure.
Me mentioning this, but you have a place in Florida. Like,
Yep.
So you, I mean, listen, if there was a dynamic in the country right now that people are talking about, the comparison is always what's going on in Florida.
Oh, right.
Right? How, do you see, when you go to Florida, do you see the difference between
There's
here
a big difference.
and there?
There's a big difference.
No kidding.
We're probably like, right now, 60-40. I won't say they're both, matched up. Florida being 60 and Mass being 40%. In Florida, there's less fear.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Over here, people are still a little different
reserved,
attitudes.
Right. You still get the look.
Tough.
You still get the right.
You do.
Right. I just, and you think, like, so now, obviously, if you don't know, yesterday President Biden announced that there was going to be mandatory vaccines for any employer that has 100 or more employees. They're mandating that you get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Or you have to get tested weekly. You know what I mean? So
Which they are doing in hospitals, nursing homes, stuff like that.
But I think ultimately, for example, for somebody like myself, would I have to go to a facility once a week and get tested? Or are we talking about me having like a home rapid test and I can just, you know what I mean? Like test myself and be like, all right, look, I gotta. So, but ultimately, like, I'll say this out loud. I think they're trying to force you. In other words, they're saying we're going to make it. I don't disagree. We're going to make it so inconvenient for you.
I don't disagree.
That you're going to say, screw this. Let me just get vaccinated and move on. But again, listen. You know what, Jesse? I'll say this out loud, and I was actually going to talk about this on the Disgruntled America podcast. I was contemplating, like, maybe I should get the vaccine. Like at this point, maybe is it worth the fight? And I actually said this to myself. I said, if everybody I love has gotten the vaccine, which is true, like everybody I love has the vaccine, am I going to be the only one left behind? Like, if I believe that there's something wrong with this thing, right? Like I might as well just go with the ones I love, right? I mean, just ultimately, right? Like I
felt the same way you did, but I did it. Yeah, because I was sick of the life I was living.
Right.
Okay.
Right,
so
right.
And it did make a change. Yeah. It has changed. So we're not fully completely changed back to normal, so to speak, but it's better than it was. So that's why I did it. I didn't want to do it. Trust me, I didn't want to do it.
Right.
But we needed the change.
Yep.
And if this was what the only ultimatum was to do this, then to get back that life and my social life and my freedom a little bit.
Right.
That's was important to me. So that's why I did
you almost say to yourself, you know what, the price of admission, it's worth the price of admission. Like for me to be with the ones I love, if I'm just going to go.
I didn't like that I couldn't hug my friends or hug my family. Right. You know, and people were giving me knuckles, man. I've known you my whole life. You're going to give me a knuckle. You know what I mean?
Right.
I had a problem with that. I'm like, give me a hug.
And I think that's the element that people aren't talking about, man. Like that's the part of it.
I don't, that part I didn't like.
I'll admit, and the people that know me, listen to the show, I'm a touchy-feely guy. I'm like you, man. I hug, bro. It's
a respect thing.
Yes, absolutely. I'm a passionate guy, dude. You know what? I'm an introvert. I don't know if you know this. I mean, I know I have a podcast and everything, and actually 2 podcasts. But I'm very personal. I don't allow many people into my life. I'm very simple, and I really enjoy having intelligent conversations that people that I have things in common with. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like I'm not one of these people that just wants to. I'm not. I really appreciate like you. Like I'm here with you right now, and
I appreciate you too.
And I really like that's so for me.
We always have good conversations.
Absolutely, bro. Yeah. It's like, and you have the energy, and you feel that good energy, and you know,
we gotta have fun. We gotta have fun. So.
I had Sam Ladd. He's a transformational coach, a good friend of mine. He's been on 2 episodes of the Bobby Kudo Show, and he says it all the time. He goes, "It's your tribe." He goes, "You can't." He goes, "It's inevitable. It just happens. You find your tribe. You find the people that matter in your life, and those are the people you choose to spend your time with." Right?
Thank God I have a very big tribe and a great support system, wonderful friends, amazing family. I'm very fortunate.
Do you know what I can tell you? And I'll say this out loud, Jesse. When we hang out, Jen, Randy, like all of us, when we're all together, I always feel so comfortable, bro. Like I feel like my guard is down, bro. We're just hanging out. There's no reservations. There's nothing. Like I'm just enjoying.
Be yourself, man.
Absolutely. And I think that's what I'm spoiled with. So I don't when
everybody's different. You know what I mean? Everybody's different.
Some people, I love to go out like St. Patrick's Day, bro. I love to hang out, dude. And of course, I like to have a couple of drinks.
Of course.
And maybe I'll dance a little bit and I have a good time.
After a few drinks.
But ultimately, dude, I enjoy those things, but I want to do it with people that I care about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I miss the most. That's why the whole vaccine thing, trust me, I didn't want to do it. Yeah. But I was like, you know something? I need something.
Yeah. So, it's funny. Just real quick, and this is kind of funny, and I think the audience will find it funny. I believe it was episode 27 if I was the mayor, I'd break your kneecaps. And that episode is about Giselle Correa, the former mayor of Fall River, Mass. And if anybody knows Jess is from the Riv and representing. And so I did that whole episode about that. And it's funny that you mentioned that you joined a cigar, was it a cigar bar?
I got a cigar bar, yeah. It was really cool.
So you met the guy, right? Like, this is really cool stuff. I hope you don't mind. Like,
No, that's fine.
Because, I just think, you know what? Anybody, like, I know that there's something going on up there with him. Like, there's more that, right? Like, there's just something going on. But ultimately,
it is.
Dude, but how cool is it that the guy come over and you kind of shake his hand?
Yeah, no, he was cool. He was, it's part of the deal. Of course, he's going to come over. We just spend some money in there.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That's what you're supposed to do.
But it's a nice place. Like, you kind of hang out.
Yeah, it was. It was a great party. It was a surprise 50th birthday party for a friend of ours, and the husband threw the whole thing. And,
that's cool.
We had dinner, a little bit of hanging out in the lounge.
Oh, so they do like a full menu.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no shit.
And it's a restaurant too downstairs.
All right.
So it was really cool. And then they had a nice cigar bar. We were chilling, having fun.
Good. So what's your cigar? What's your cigar of choice?
One of my favorites is Cuba Cuba. Yeah.
And that is a Cuban wrap? Is that a?
No, it's just sweet.
Nice.
I'm a sweet guy. Sweet.
Right. And what do you would you do like a brandy with that? Would you do like what?
I'm a wimp when it comes to cognac.
All right. Okay.
I can drink beer like anybody else, but
I'm a little refined, but that's a little too much for me,
hard liquor,
bro.
so I do the lightweight drink. It's Grand Marnier.
Oh, dude, that's delicious.
Chilled a little bit, that's good for me. It's the best.
Sweet cigar, little Grand Marnier, and chill out, watch the game.
Yep.
Good for you, bro.
Yeah, it was cool.
And it's funny, I only mention this, and the only reason I mention it is it's all I always try to bring a message to the show, and I was kind of hoping today that we could talk a little bit about just Jesse and getting to where you are today. Like I mentioned earlier.
Wow.
Listen.
We have enough time.
I know, right? But if we talked about like the basic Jesse, like stripped down Jesse. There's no personality. There's nothing there. And there's that moment in your life, bro.
Pretty simple.
Right? But there's a moment in your life where you decide to you take a turn, bro. Like you make a decision. Yeah, like this is what you want in your life.
You have a lot of turns in your life. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Sometimes turns, it was a bad turn. You know what I mean? And you got to work through it.
Right.
Dust yourself off.
Yeah. But you know what? Never a mistake, always a lesson, bro, right? You learn from these things.
They are lessons. They are life lessons.
And that's who you want today,
It's
right?
okay to fail.
Yeah,
I've learned in my life that I can't worry about if I failed at something because it's a lesson and I know I won't fail at it again.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I try to do. That's how I try to live.
And,
and I am where I am because I had to go there to get here.
Yeah.
So
I
had a lot of support. Like I said, I have amazing friends. And they're my family, all of them. You know what I mean?
And
then I got my family who was amazing as well.
Yeah, we got Instagram, Facebook. I see the pictures, man. You down in Florida and just enjoying the sun. And you can say what you want about Instagram, but dude, when I see you smile, I see Suzette, like you guys, that's legit, bro.
Yeah,
we
have a good time.
You guys are so happy.
Yeah,
like,
we're very blessed.
It warms my heart to see that, bro.
We have a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude, and I say, like that's what we should be doing.
We work hard and we play harder, man.
That's what I'm saying. So we should be doing the same thing.
I wish I had time and I really do. I try to make every invite, every party. It's just sometimes you get wrapped up in your own life, and you can't make everything, but I really try.
Yeah, it's funny. I've mentioned it before in the past. What if you never said no again? Like when somebody asked you to go,
I don't like the word no. I don't like to say it, and I don't like to hear it. So we try to accommodate. Like the way I feel is if you're inviting us to something, that means you want us there. So we're going to do everything in our power to try to be a part of it.
That's cool.
It doesn't work out. And we try to
life happens.
Hopefully bounce back another date because we try to take advantage of every time you have with good people. So
nice.
That's what we try to do.
So I saw you on a boat. Now is that a friend? Like you got a friend? Is that
no? We rent one down there when we're down there.
That's nice.
Yeah, family
fishing.
No, I don't fish.
Just chill out, bro.
I just drive and go find a nice little shady spot on the beach and soak and. Yeah, we just chill. It's a long day, but it's a good time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Bro. That's the look. We're all looking for that, bro. We're all looking for that special place.
Yeah, it's a special day with my family where we all love the boat. We do it every year. It's a big deal.
Whose wedding was that it was recently? Like it was an outdoor wedding, dude. It was right shortly after COVID. Like it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. You guys were on the beach.
That was during the COVID, right after COVID started.
Yeah, right after COVID.
That was my good friend BB. BB and Pam who got married in Vegas. That was in Vegas.
Oh, Vegas.
We were in Vegas
for that. That was beautiful, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Dude, Vegas?
5 days we were there. We rented a house.
Dude, Vegas?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't the Vegas that you heard about because it wasn't like that. We couldn't do nothing.
That's right, COVID. That's right.
Yeah, we couldn't do nothing. It was tough. We didn't go out much. We went out a couple of nights, walked around the strip.
Yeah.
We went to Old Vegas. Old Vegas was the best night.
Really?
Yeah, that was the best night.
No shit.
Yeah.
And they live there? They live in...
No, we just went there for they got married there. Yeah, they got married there.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, it was a good time.
That's cool. Especially like coming out of COVID. Like everybody was locked up. Nobody was doing anything.
Yeah, that was the beginning of it. That's when it had started. His wedding actually got postponed a month because of it.
Wow.
So yeah, it took a little time. It was a lot to do.
And it was funny. I laughed.
It was cool. It was a good time.
Joe said it. Like, how many people were like engaged, right? And then COVID happened, and these people were quarantined together.
You know what?
You're gonna learn. I don't like you no more. you know what I mean?
Lucky if you have that ring. A lot of people are lucky,
later. Man, because a lot of us
don't. Divorces too.
Yeah, you're right, dude.
Unfortunately,
you don't realize sometimes until you're locked up with somebody 24/7.
Wow,
dude, kids running around. You know what I mean?
That's why
that's a test of will, bro. That's why you're here.
That's why you got to talk to your partner. And
Absolutely,
have
bro.
your moment.
Absolutely.
Together, you know what I mean?
And it's funny you mentioned that because I did want to go there today, and I think a lot of success. Ultimately, I find myself a little crazy, so that means my wife is a lot of crazy because she actually listens to me. You know what I mean? Like we have conversations and she listens to every word I say. And I think finding that person that's willing to appreciate you and listen to what you have to say. But you know what I find is, and here we go, tails out of school. Sometimes when you have an internal opinion, like your own personal opinion, sometimes
I know where you're going with that.
Why is it always that if I tell you how I feel, it always turns into an argument? You know what I mean? Like, and you can't avoid that.
Been there,
right?
Happens. It does. It's that's a test of will where you got to control your emotions you got to let it roll off your chest because it's not worth it really is because you're ruining my day too.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Right.
So yeah, you know what? We can't win.
Sometimes you just kind of right. And I think Jesse, and I think that's unfortunately, brother, they say that the price of wisdom, right, is age. You know what I mean? And,
absolutely.
And that's the thing is you have to learn that.
And watching through people's eyes.
Absolutely. And I'm hoping that, you know what, I got people like I always keep bringing up Darren Francisco, who's my buddy Sergio.
Sergio, my boy. Dude, Sergio.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting together pretty soon. Myself, him,
awesome,
Jake Cavallo.
That was my clubbing boy right there. I used to go mad close with that dude.
Yeah, no
kidding. He's a good dude.
Yeah,
good
we're still in touch.
We worked together for a little while. He's an awesome person. Yeah, Sergio's a good dude.
Where did you guys work together? Quaker?
No, BFI.
Oh, that's right. He was a welder at BFI. No shit. I didn't know that.
Yep.
No kidding.
Yeah, I hung out with Serge for a little while.
I worked with him at Quaker Fabric. That's where I met him.
Yeah, I worked with him at Quaker too.
Yeah, he was a welder, and then he went to BFI. But we were always friends because he had the RX-7.
Yeah, I've known him a long time. Yeah,
I had the Eagle. We used to be in the car club together, man. We spent so much time together.
Yeah, he had that shop out in Seacon.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right. It was actually that time we kind of went like different directions. Like he had the shop, and then it kind of, dude, he was all about that. And
every time I see him, man, much respect. He's a good dude.
Oh yeah, dude, he's an awesome guy. Shout out Sergio if you're there and you're listening, bro. I really appreciate it.
Probably playing in a band tonight somewhere.
Yeah, he is. We keep
he's smacking them drums around,
dude. He's playing all the time, dude. And you know what's funny now? He's saying, that whole time there was nothing, and then all of a sudden now it's like every weekend he's booked for a gig.
Him, man.
Him and Fernando. Fernando plays guitar and they're fantastic.
Yeah, I try to follow Fernando once in a while.
Yeah,
Fernando's a good dude too.
He is.
I hang out with
people. And Jake Cavallo. Jake Cavallo played bass. We played together. We had the band.
Yeah.
I played keyboards.
I've been dying to start a garage band, man. I can't play an instrument though.
Dude, I got a tambourine, bro.
No, it looks so much fun, dude. Like I wish I could rock some drums.
Bro, why not, dude? Try practice.
I'm thinking about getting a guitar and when I'm chilling in Florida. Just playing a little music.
Listen, if you want,
my daughter said I'm so white.
I'll let you borrow one. You're so white. That's so funny.
That's what she said.
Hey, I'll tell you what. My buddy Steve, one of my best friends. Hey, shout out Stevie. He just had his 68th birthday. And he just learned how to play the guitar about 5 years ago.
I'm thinking about it. I am. I'm like, it's just, I just find it relaxing.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of dudes like loading up their cars, camping, and they're bringing the guitar.
They're bringing the guitar.
That's kind of, that's
cool. Some chords, sing the song, you know what I mean?
Plus some rap music or something.
Stevie has a camp up in Maine, and he invited myself and my buddy Paul up. So both of us play. Paul brought his guitar. I brought my guitar.
That's cool.
Dude, we were just jamming out, some Rocky Raccoon, some Beatles, and Steve goes, I'm going to learn how to play guitar.
Yeah.
Dude, and honest to God, 5 years later, he plays circles around me, bro. He's unbelievable.
No, that's
absolutely,
awesome.
Dude. And
that
singing,
takes some dedication.
That's what I'm saying. But
dude,
it was that moment that we were at the camp.
I don't have that kind of time.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying. You gotta find it. Yeah,
I know. I'll tell you this. If I'm definitely passionate about it, and I really say to myself,
you commit.
And especially if I buy it, I'm going to do it.
Right. So, of course.
I have to buy it first, and then you'll see my mood change.
That's so funny, bro. Imagine how funny is that? So funny. And you know what? It's one thing to learn how to play an instrument. It's another thing to commit to it. Because you can,
absolutely.
Because it's like one of those things. Like if you don't do it, like you forget.
Yeah.
You know
you gotta have a passion for stuff that you want to do anyway.
But you know what, dude? One day you'll be retired in Florida, living the dream, bro.
I'm playing my little ukulele.
There you go. That's all you need. There you go. Somewhere over the rainbow.
Small.
Dude, that's so funny. You know, it's funny. You mentioned something earlier, and I had heard of it, but I've never been to one. And it's so inspiring to hear. And like I mentioned, I know we talked a little bit about the idea of living your life, like every day was your last, and
right.
Obviously, thousands of women are inflicted with breast cancer every year, and it's just a tragic situation. It's close near to me. I have family members. I
lost
have
my
friends.
mom to it.
Yeah, your mom. It's one of those terrible things that you just when people are able to overcome it or somehow fight through it. You know what I mean? And
it's
whatever that power is, brother. It's an amazing feat.
Yeah.
You mentioned there was it was a fuck cancer party.
Yes, sir.
And can you tell me a little bit about that, Lou? What is that like? Is it?
It was very, very magical.
That's awesome, bro.
It was, because to see her enjoy that day and be able to say the words that she said, and have that smile on her face and not suffering and have that kind of confidence to stand there in front of everybody. I did it.
That's
like
amazing.
I fought through this, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but it's God awful.
Of course.
That woman's amazing.
Yeah, and you know what, brother? You can't pick. You can't choose. You know what I mean? It's
no,
one of those things.
You can't.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be able to appreciate life, I think that way, it's a little bit sweeter every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
she's the strongest woman I know.
Yeah. So if you
amazing.
can, there's no more better cause out there than just supporting that cause of fighting cancer and trying to find a way to it's a terrible disease. And they always say it, early detection. You know what I mean? That's the way to go.
Well, she's doing well. She's
awesome,
she's got her
dude.
strength
Awesome.
back. She's got her spirit back. It didn't take her. It didn't break her.
That's beautiful.
So
man.
she had
beautiful.
She went through a very, very tough time.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for women to
of course.
suffer them losses for a period of time,
sure.
and their
for
lives
so
and bodies change.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
For every reason.
But she had an amazing support. Her
Heroes,
husband was
man.
amazing. Her
Absolutely.
family,
Heroes.
amazing. So it's a great story, and
That's
she's
awesome, dude. Awesome.
She knows who she is, and she's an amazing person.
So inspiring. Speaking of inspiring, so we were also talking about like friends and old circles and going back in the day and like, hey,
that was a good hour out there.
Seriously,
chatting,
right? Just kind of talking about that stuff, and you realize how quickly time passes, bro. Like that wasn't that long ago. We were like hanging down in North Park and just, you know what I mean? Like just, I saw Timmy at the party, and it's like, you see, and you're like, wow, Rhonda, and you're like, wow, man, where does the time go? Like we have grandkids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
We're a generation of. Dude, we'll be back when the streetlights are on, or you know what I mean? Or
absolutely.
there was no internet, there was no cell phones, bro. And
we actually went outside and
the world was a different place.
Very
like
different.
you know what I mean? And and I hate to sound like that old guy, like because back in the '60s.
Well, we're not old. We're experienced.
You know what I think, Jesse? I think. Just like technology, like when you have the first iPhone and the second iPhone, the second iPhone is 4 times smarter than the first one. And then the third iPhone is 8 times smarter than the second one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the same thing happens with generations.
Absolutely. That's a great analogy.
Right. And it almost gets to a point where like, the technology advances so quickly that you almost don't adapt to it. Like, for example, how many people do you know that are older that are like, hey, can you show me, like, I forgot my password, and like, right?
My mother-in-law.
Tell me about it, dude. And my mother-in-law, God rest her soul. But it's like, that's a lot of that is because the technology moves so quick that you can't adapt. You don't learn it quick enough. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think even myself, like, I find myself like getting technology going, hey, Megan, how do I, hey, Rachel, how do I?
Yeah, I'm always calling Susie, how do I do this?
Yeah, how do I do this? Right. And it's like all these new things. But you know what? Not to sound like I don't know what I'm doing, but I mean, ultimately, dude, like I said, the technology moves so quickly.
I'm lucky I can work my phone.
Dude, if you're not on it all the time, bro, right? Seriously. Like I almost say, don't update my fucking phone. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Don't mess with it. I'm happy.
She messed up my phone about a month ago. She put like all the icons and apps in a little box.
Yeah.
And she like labeled them all where I used to have them spread out on the phone. So I knew where everyone was. Now it's a nightmare, man. You have no idea.
Right. Because I mean, your kids are so
find
tiny
Google,
and small,
I can't
right?
find Google.
Exactly.
Trying to find my bank account, I can't find it.
That's so funny, man.
It's a mess.
And that's just it. And that's the world we live in. So you have a realm of kids. I'll say it, like they don't leave. They don't want to go. They don't want to. They just they're attached. They don't want to.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. It's a tough world, man.
Yeah. What do you do?
You try to get them out of the house,
right? I mean, it's ultimately you would have to try.
Yeah, you got to try to get them out of the house. I mean, we do. We try to get them out.
And even now, like I think like my kid, and I say to myself, you know what? do I really want him to leave? I mean, I want him to experience life, and I want him to get out. But like, it's almost like, well, if he's home, then I know he's safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gotta let go of the safe.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm with you, bro.
We have to let him be safe.
You know what? I'm a lot harder than my wife is. My wife is the one that's kind of like, no, he's fine.
I tell her all the time. There's 2 doors on the way out. Pick one.
You pick one and go. Right, just go. And you almost get to a point where you get used to having him around. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, okay, well,
yeah.
And then they go, like, my daughter just moved out with my granddaughter, so we're shy too. And it's, for a moment you're like, oh, wait a minute.
It's a little strange at first, but I have 2 that have been out for a while.
Yeah.
Actually, Susie asked me this a couple of weeks ago. How do you not worry about the one that's in Florida? I'm like, who says I don't worry about it?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? But I'm just letting her live her life. Like, we have to let them live their lives.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
You're
Like,
right.
I won't say I won't get into their business, but I'm not that dad that calls every single day. And what do you, like, they're still home.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm like you, man. I'm like you.
Let them live their lives. They know where we are.
Absolutely. It's exactly, it's funny. We were having the same conversation, Rachel and I said the same thing. I said, listen, if there's an issue, they'll come to us.
Right.
Like, don't let it. And
I do. I keep in touch with both of them and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
but you don't want to sway the decision.
No,
if they
let them live their lives. I tell them all the time, figure it out. I figured it out. You figure it out.
If you want to know, ask me. Otherwise, I'm not going to. Absolutely, I'm not going to interfere.
Yeah, I don't pry. Let them live their lives. They make their decisions. If it's let them learn from it. Life lessons, man.
Yeah.
I had to learn, and I didn't always do the right thing. And then, you know what?
Speaking of it, it's Rachel's birthday this weekend.
Awesome.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Rachel.
Happy birthday, Rachel.
And my son, AJ. It's a funny story.
We'll party right after this podcast.
AJ was born
for your birthday
on September 12th. So we were in the hospital when the planes flew in. She was in labor. So on September 11th, we were in the hospital. I was actually driving back. I was working for Comcast at the time. I was driving back from Taunton. And I was listening to Howard Stern. And
that's how I found out.
Yeah, and Howard Stern says, they said, at first, it was Baba Booey came in and he said, a plane flew into the...
I heard him say
And then Howard's almost made a joke of it, saying it was thinking it was a small plane,
right.
not realizing that literally it was that terrorist attack, the most terrible event we can remember. And even given now and thinking about, that was 20 years ago, Jesse.
Yeah.
And it was as horrible and terrible as that is, when you look back at
Still suffering from.
You know what, Jess? That could be a bookmark for us. I think we were never more united as a country, as a nation.
But unfortunately, it had to be at a cost.
See what I'm saying? But
there's always a cost.
Absolutely. My point is we know we can be there. Does it take a disaster for that to happen?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's very important.
That's the question.
Great point.
So can we get back to that just because we love our country? We love the idea that you can drive across this nation, brother, and go wherever you want to go, and nobody's going to stop you and question you just because the color of your skin or
right.
Where you're coming from, or because you have Massachusetts plates and you're in North Carolina. You know what I mean? So I think when we find that we can just live a normal existence without infringing upon one another, but it almost seems like we're getting compressed. The media, the information that we're consuming, it's so bottlenecked and it's so filtered, and listen, I mentioned this before. It's Fox, it's CNN. You take your pick, brother. They're all doing whatever it is they want to do. Fox pretends like it's on over here, they're over. But you know what? They're all playing the same game, brother.
Course.
And again, and I only bring this up and I say to myself, the only reason Fox is popular is because CNN exists. Because CNN has one message and Fox has the exact opposite message.
Right. It's like McDonald's, Burger King.
The same thing. When you think about September 11th, you think of Al-Qaeda, you think of terrorists. That was our enemy. We had an enemy. So for us, as Americans, all of us, it didn't matter the color of your skin, together,
Absolutely.
all those people that perished in that building, it didn't matter where they were from, it didn't matter what creed, it didn't matter what color. So we were all united because we had an enemy. We all had a common enemy. You see? So is that what it takes, is the common enemy? Or can we decide as Americans that our existence was never more fruitful than when we were united?
Absolutely. Our common enemy right now is ourselves.
That's a great point.
It's ourselves.
Yeah, that's a great point.
It really is, because if we took a second and been a little bit more compassionate and courteous, it wouldn't have to be this way.
Right.
We don't have to be against each other.
Right.
Because we work better together when we're united.
But when people, I think, going back to the whole media, the technology, I think a lot of the consumption of media are people that are home kids, and what are they watching? What are they seeing? TikTok. If you know what, one thing I noticed about TikTok, Jesse, is as soon as you like something on TikTok, it creates the algorithm.
Yeah.
It says if you like this video, then chances are you're gonna like this video, right?
And it's all a business.
So if I pick that first video that might be a little bit liberal, my next video is going to be a little bit liberal. By the time you know it, everything I'm scrolling through is more liberal and more liberal and more liberal, and vice versa. And the same thing with the conservative side. Like, it's on both sides. You know, I'll say this, and I'll say this out loud. A lot of people like to go on social media and they love to scream and yell, oh yeah, we're going to do it. You know what? They haven't done fucking shit. You know what I mean? Nobody stood up other than the people that have gone over to Afghanistan and fought the good fight and lost their lives. Those 13 souls.
Yeah.
Then shut your mouth, man. Everybody can get behind a microphone and talk shit. And, I'm going to do it. You know what? You're not doing anything. All you're doing is inciting anger. You're making people mad. You're making people angry. You're separating them. You're making people that have the vaccine hate people that don't. You're making the people that don't have it resent the people that do.
Well, we're a world of advertisement.
Right.
That's what's important.
It's consumption.
Everything
Absolutely.
is advertisement.
Yeah.
To inflict these ideas that make these people with these ideas make money.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Unfortunately, that's the way it is.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And that's unfortunate.
I go back to I don't worry about stuff I don't have control over.
That's true, man. It's
I don't
true.
worry about that stuff.
No, really.
I worry about other things where how I'm going to live my day and who I can help, and you know what I mean, and the people that are inspirational in my life and pick me up listening to because everybody's got a story.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Everybody goes through a tough day, emotional day. Things happen. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that I want to be there for those people like they are for me because I don't have the perfect life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Who does, bro?
None
Who
of
does?
us. None
you know
of
what?
us do. So those are things we got to think about when this crap and this that they're putting on and making us feel the way we feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? But that's their job.
You
know what I'm saying?
It's perfectly imperfect. Like, that's the world we live in. You know what I mean?
It's just like our justice system. It's never going to be perfect, man.
Right.
Sometimes it doesn't make sense.
So how do you convince a generation? Because it's a generation. How do you convince them?
You just live it. As individuals, you live the best life you can and try to be the best person you can.
All right. So in saying that, when, again, and not to get political, what if just you want to get into your favorite restaurant and they say, well, listen, you gotta show us a vaccine card. You got to show a vaccine card, right?
I would probably give it to him with an attitude.
Yeah, right. So what if the owner of the restaurant says, I'm not going to apply that to my customers. So the government says, well, for every customer that walks in your place without a vaccine card, it's a $14,000 fine. So you know what the owner does? He creates a private club. Pretty much. Now what you do is, he says, when you come in as a customer, you pay $1. You now are a member of his private club, and you can have breakfast in his establishment. Right. Is that what it takes? Like, to me,
like I said, you got to figure it out. If they want to play hardball, we got to play a little harder because we still have to live.
Right.
People still have to make money. Businesses have to succeed for this world to go round. Right. So, like, if that's what we got to do, if the system wants to screw us, we have to find a way to screw it back.
Right.
I'm sorry. Unfortunately,
you're right.
That's what we have to do. We have to survive.
Right. But I struggle with the idea that you even have to do that. Like, that's my problem. Like, really? Like, that's what? Like, it's just a business. It's in other words, it's happening anyway. People are going in there. They're giving the guy $1 and they're going in there. Nobody's leaving. And if anything, more people are going there because they want to support the guy, right? So, what's the point? Is what I'm saying. Like, why even?
We have to live with the fact that the government screws us.
Yes, constantly,
unfortunately,
bro.
some people use it to their advantage to do it the right way or do it the wrong way. So pick your poison,
man.
You know what I mean? Pick your poison, man.
But ultimately, it's the hardworking, blue-collared taxpayer that is ultimately with the villain, bro. With the villain.
Again,
with the villain.
I don't get caught up in something I can't control. I can care less. I could care less.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm still going to go out there and get mine because I got a responsibility.
That's awesome, bro.
So that's how I feel about it. Awesome. And that's my attitude. Not everybody's going to have my attitude. But that's my attitude, and that's what keeps me going because I can't get caught up in it.
Yeah,
because it's just toxic, and
you know what? And it's funny because when you talk about that, and you think about, if you want to channel your energy, right, and you want to be successul in life, like, how much energy are you generating? Well, throwing eggs at people because they're running for office. You know what I mean? Like, how it's just destructive energy, right? So if you focus that in, look, I want to be successful in life. I want to do great things with my life. Right, that's what you're gonna, and not to mention your kids are watching. You know what I mean? Like, you're on show all the time. You're on stage all the time. They're watching.
I could speak for myself. I've lived in that negative energy, and nothing good came out of it.
Yeah.
So since I've changed some of my ways,
I have to disagree with that, brother.
A lot of
something beautiful came out of that, man.
I'm saying, we've all made decisions in our lives, and they're not always the right decision, and it could be because of a time in your life you're going through whatever you're going through, and
Well, I think that's when you find out who really cares about you, because it's the people that are there after the smoke.
But you also need
brother.
to, you put yourself there, so figure out a way out. You know what I mean? So.
Yep.
And if you want good things, then do good things.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, give good in return back to you, right?
Works,
give a little bit, and see, you do it. Either you are or you aren't, and that's the bottom line. And talking about doing good, Brian Vianna. Shout out, Brian. I mean, he actually he had a friend request from him today, and man, it's been so long. You know what I mean? And Jesse, I know you mentioned he's doing some amazing things.
Man, I just out of the goodness, past 2 years alone, what that man has accomplished with some very close friends of his and people in the community. Can I ask you a question?
If I was to ask him what drives him, what would he say?
Brian's all hot, man.
That's beautiful.
I mean,
bro.
Brian's all hot. Like when you say an epitome of a man, I mean, Brian's all hot.
No kidding.
You know what I'm saying? I've known Brian almost my whole life. And he's just a great dude.
So he's doing a lot of
from Toys for Tots for during holidays, Thanksgiving turkeys. I mean, we've had some close people in his life and our life that's passed away just in the past 5-6 years.
Right.
And he has helped raise money for these families to help for funeral expenses, you name it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Have a dinner.
Just because, right? Just because.
Yeah, just because. It's just who he is.
I mean, imagine what that means to people. You know what?
It's when you got him on Facebook now, you'll see it. Yeah. Because he puts it all on there and he shows people what he's doing and the people that help him. It's amazing, man.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's funny too. We have Vito on the show.
Backpacks for kids for school.
Dude.
Like it's awesome. It's awesome. And he's got a place that his best friend Jameson, who owns a shop, and they do a lot of stuff out of there, and it's just a great turnout. Man.
No kidding.
Yeah,
and what are they doing at the shop there? What, just
he has a business there. I think it's like a metal fab.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I don't even remember the name of it, to be honest with you.
Wow.
But so him and Brian are in cahoots there, and they have their little get-togethers, sell sweatshirts, the original Forever people and stuff like that.
No kidding.
And,
I like that.
The river and it's pretty cool.
No kidding. Yeah. No, dude, we're gonna have to get some type of shot.
I have a couple sweatshirts, man. They're pretty cool. Yeah,
dude,
I've been noticed at airports with them. The original Fall River.
Yeah, that's
Fall
funny,
River.
man.
It says Fall River Originals.
No kidding.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
dude.
it's pretty cool.
I like that. Yeah, I'm a ridge.
Yeah,
born and raised, bro. Yeah,
by the river, buddy.
Some of the best days of my life, brother.
Yeah, my daughter asked me a couple days ago, "What was your best years?" I said, "My teens and my 40s."
Yes, bro. Yeah, absolutely, man. When I could still ride a skateboard.
yeah. I could ride it right now. I just couldn't do none of the moves. I
go straight line. I go straight line with you, bro.
Champ,
right?
You know
right? No kidding, bro. Seriously, man. Dude, you think about this, and here we are, right? It's like we'll go in September. October's right around the corner. Dude, we're talking the holidays right away. And they're actually saying that you should stop buying your Christmas gifts now. They're saying there's going to be some types of shortage and shipping issues.
Well, that's going on right now. So, go to the store because shopping online is going to be tough.
Yeah, man. Because I'm guilty.
Even
bro.
Amazon right now is tough.
I am guilty.
Yeah,
the guys make the joke all the time. Steve and Joe from the DAP. They always make the joke of Jeff Bezos thanks me every day because the studio literally is just Amazon. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like everything. Dude, it's so easy, and I can always get what I want, dude. And that's
I'm
the
a
problem.
touchy-feely guy. I like to go to the store.
So I do too. But you know what? Though? If I'm looking for something specific, for example, if I'm doing something for the studio, like I want these cameras, right? I want to get the same cameras, and I want to get 6 of them. I can put 6. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what are the chances that I'm going to go to Target or?
No, you're right. You know it has convenient merchandise.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's certain things that I
bought some pretty cool things out of there.
Yeah,
I have that I used around the house or whatever.
Yeah, right. See, my wife appreciates it because my wife makes it like a cart and then she just sends it to me. So then I just gotta check out. You know what I mean? So, dude, it's beautiful for like birthdays and anniversaries.
I tried it for a Christmas. I kind of struck out.
No kidding.
On the gifts.
What'd you get? Like on the dates? No. Oh, on the gifts.
Yeah, I kind of shopped on.
Jesse, the secret is to have them send you the list.
Yeah.
Yes. I tell my kids and my wife.
Being spontaneous.
I said, listen, if you guys really, really want something, I do a little bit of spontaneous. There's just some things that I like to do that's personal, that I like to do. But ultimately, I'm like, if I'm going to spend my money, tell me what you want. You know what I mean? And they send me the list, and it's a big list, bro. And you're not going to get everything, but you'll get some of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the surprise. You know what I mean? So not to shout out on Amazon, but dude, it's so easy, bro.
It really
is.
Shout out.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't need a shout out.
No, dude, did they say that he went to space, bro? Did you see that?
God bless him.
Man.
Careless.
But dude, imagine that. Imagine going. No, I would
rather go to the beach.
The beach is nice, but dude, just to go to space, just to check that out. You know what? You know why? To me, it's special, bro. Is I'll tell you why.
Things blow up there.
I know. But you know what? When I think of that, honestly, I
go
say
parasailing on a plane.
That's so
all
funny.
All set with space.
You're done, right?
Look at space. I'll lay in the driveway and look at the stars.
I'm like, dude, I'm going to Mars. You know what I mean? That's so funny. Honestly, but to me, and the only reason why I bring it up is like SpaceX. I look at that and I say to myself, that's the evolution of man. Like, we're getting smarter. You know what I mean? Like, there was a time where we couldn't even fly, and then the Wright brothers created an airplane, and now, dude, we were able to travel all over the world. You know what I mean? Like, it almost like...
God bless them. It's cool,
it's cool, though, right? It's just
good.
Like, imagine, dude, like, I think to myself, like, imagine that's a private sector thing. Like, it's not... I never dawned on me that somebody outside of NASA would be building rockets to go into space.
Someday we'll be... driving around like the Jetsons.
I know, right? Seriously. China's going to go to the moon. They're going to mine the whole thing.
God bless them.
Right, yeah. Oh, good for them.
They own everything else. We're not on the moon now.
Want to do something real quick? Want to have some fun? All right, I got these cool. I got a couple of questions. Right? These are cool questions.
I love your questions.
Yeah.
I love your questions.
These are some cool ones. So I want to check these out because these are just funny. All right, let's see. All right, you ready?
Yep.
This is a good one. How many chickens would it take to be able to kill a lion?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm going to say 69.
Well, that's a good number. Dude, I think you got to be in the hundreds. Like, because a lion can just stomp around, bro. Like, just stomping around. It takes
one chicken to poke his eye out.
That's a good point. Or you get him in a shrinta, get him off balance, the next thing you know.
That eye out.
That's so funny.
You can't see. What are you going to do?
The zombie apocalypse has begun. You have an SUV and a baseball bat. Where are you going first?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm going to play mailbox baseball.
Nice. I'm just gonna go beat some. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get my family, and then we can go play some. All right, let's see. What outrageous conspiracy theory do you think might actually seem like a logical argument?
Oh, wow, that's a tough one. What do you got?
I think aliens, bro. Because that's right. Because now we're with this.
Oh, you're back in the space thing.
Well, okay. Because they're saying it's always been a conspiracy. UFOs, like, the government knows. The government knows.
Conspiracy.
But yeah, you're true. But like, maybe I would say that's the easy one. Right?
I'll go with aliens. That's a good one.
All right. Okay, that's it. During the apocalypse, would it be better to live on your own or in a community? I think community.
I'd say community.
Yeah, community. I mean, there are risks with that. You know what I mean? Because there's no law.
I'd say community.
Yeah. All right. Me too. Because alone, you can see somebody watch your back. You know what I mean? All right. You've been tossed into an insane asylum. What do you tell the people there to prove to them that you don't belong inside there?
Wow, that's a good question.
Right? Imagine that. Imagine that. Dude, no joke. You wake up, right? You wake up and you got a straight, right? You go to sleep. All of a sudden you wake up, you got a straight jacket on. And you're in a room. And you're like,
I probably belong there.
Like, okay, let's go back to sleep.
I belong
I'm just going to go back to sleep.
24-hour watch.
What would you say? Like, I don't belong here? Like, isn't that what everybody says?
I would probably swear.
Dude, that's $1 million question right there. I would
definitely swear at a lot of people.
That's $1 million question. Yeah, but that's just it. You're making yourself look more crazy.
Right. But
you know what I mean?
Restrained.
Ooh, but you want to get out. Like, hey, hold on, guys.
I guess you got to.
Would you be like calm and be like, excuse me, I don't think I belong here. Like,
I guess you got to try to be nice.
You know what I mean?
That don't work.
All right. If your pet could talk, what's one thing they could say that would completely ruin your image?
He's in love with my wife.
Ruin your image. That's funny, man.
The dog loves my wife.
I'd say ruin my image, huh?
I don't know. Maybe that wouldn't ruin my image.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's
Mine's bigger than yours?
Yeah, there you go. I like that. Perfect. We're going with you. I like that. We're going with you. That's a good one. That's a good one. If you had 3 extra siblings, what would your birth order and if you had 3 extra siblings, what would be your birth order and what personalities would you like them to have?
I would be the baby.
Yeah, baby too. I was the baby.
I'd still be the baby.
Yeah, I'd want to be the baby. Yeah.
What personalities do they want them to have?
Yeah.
Definitely not like mine.
I think somebody funny.
Oh, it had to be funny.
Yeah, one guy's funny. One guy is
we're talking all boys?
Or we could do guys or girls.
Okay.
Either or. I say one's responsible because it doesn't specify, it just says siblings. I say so one's responsible, one's funny, and one is close to my age and I love to hang out with because they love sports.
I'll go with that.
Nah, not bad, right?
I like that.
All right,
I like that.
good.
I'll go with
good.
that.
All right, let's do one more. All right. You are now banned from the local library. What would be the reason for it?
Trying to have sex with my girl. Probably being too loud.
What if you're alone?
I'm too loud.
What are you're alone.
I'm too loud.
You're alone.
I'm just too loud. Everything I do, walking, talking, I'm loud.
Loud.
I'm just a loud.
Yeah,
I can't walk.
Be like,
I could never rob a house while you're sleeping because you'll hear me walk to the house.
That's a good one.
It's not gonna happen.
We're gonna go with that one. So you,
I'm telling you, it'd be walking.
Noise.
It'd be walking, making noise. Too loud.
If you could change what falls from the sky every time it rains, what would it be and why? And it can't be anything of significant like money.
I'm sorry. Read that again.
If you could change what falls from the sky every time it rains, what would it be and why? And it can't be anything of significant value. Like it can't be money.
Love and peace.
You think? Well, it has to. I think something material.
Oh, material. Oh, all right.
Yeah, because it's not rain. It's not rain.
Can't be money.
No money. No money. You know what? For all my friends, it's raining marijuana. There you go.
I mean, that would change a lot of attitudes.
There you go. You could kind of rake it. Yeah. You could rake it. You could make a
lot of people
pile.
go out of business, but
you make a pile, dude. Burn a pile. The whole neighborhood would be high. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Dude, hosted Twinkies would go through. Sales would go through the roof. The economy would boom. Right? Dude, what do you think of those? Cool questions, right?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna do one more.
Sure.
If animals could talk, which species would be the rudest of them all?
Oh, I'd probably say a cat.
That's what everybody says. That's why I asked you that one. Everybody says that.
I'd probably say a cat.
I say a cat too. I'm with you. Cats are assholes.
I don't like cats.
Yeah. They're usually like one person, and that's it.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't like cats.
Yeah.
I was at a house the other day and a cat jumped on the table. I grabbed it.
Dude, that's the one thing that gets me. Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, because the cat goes in a
Yeah,
cat
no,
box,
I don't
and then
like
it's on the
that,
counter.
There's
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I don't like anything.
I mean, no offense.
No,
to
no
anybody
offense to
likes
anybody.
cats,
Yeah, right.
I just don't do cats.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. And even now, dude, I'm like in a lull. Like my wife's like, oh, I'm like, no, after Sadie,
I like dogs.
Yeah, dude, I'm a dog guy myself.
I'm a dog guy.
I just need a break. You know what I mean? Like I don't like.
Hey, yeah, you have to.
You know, if I'm ejecting kids, right? Like I need to. Like I'm not gonna put more responsibility by getting a dog. And people get dogs.
It's like a child. It is like
right.
a child.
And you know what? I'm an OCD, so for me, like even with Sadie, like I walked her twice a day. Like for me,
it's tough.
I say to myself, if I'm going to have the animal, like I want to. You know,
it's a lot of responsibility.
Technically, they can't say animal anymore, right? They're like fur babies. Yeah.
Oh my God,
fur babies.
I can say what I want. Say what I want.
You sure can, bro. Listen, real quick. I just. Thank you everybody for being here. Like we're an hour into the show and I haven't mentioned anything. Look, the website, please go check it out, the BobbyKudosShow.com. Obviously Twitter, Instagram, the DAP. Go check out the DAP.co. And listen, if you guys haven't checked it out yet, the DAP on Etsy, Joe has done a full line of t-shirts, bro. He is on fire. Like and they're really fantastic shirts, bro. Like obviously the OG shirt that you have on, Jesse, that's the OG shirt. And he's got a couple other ones. The one we just came out with, it actually says, I don't co-parent with the government. You know what I mean? He's got one, we just a little, give you guys a little teaser. He's doing one with Biden, and it's got the Roger Goodell nose. He did the Roger Goodell nose.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
It says,
Joe's on.
Vote in a clown, expect a circus.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Awesome.
So
That's
guys,
awesome.
go check it out. Just some really great gear. I know I always mention it. We're not making any money. We really want the brand out there, and just so you know, we like to get.
Takes one listener.
Yeah,
man.
that's it, man. We're looking for that sponsor, bro. And I'll tell you, Jesse. We were talking a little bit before the show, bro.
I'll say it again. I hope and pray that someday you can do this for a living because I believe somebody who's passionate about something should earn a living on it.
Thank you,
know
brother.
what I mean? Because
I really appreciate it, dude. I love this, man.
It'll be served well.
Yeah, you know what, bro?
And I appreciate you having me here.
Are you kidding me,
bro?
bro?
Let me talk about these people that have.
The pleasure is all mine, and I know the audience
great
appreciates
influence
it.
in my life and done some things and gone through some battles, and it's just cool.
That's
and
awesome, brother.
we need a lot of people to follow. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So
thank you, brother. That means the world to me.
Man.
And you know what? And I always say,
just telling the truth.
If there's one person, bro, you know what I mean? Like just who's hearing the message, you know what I mean? And honestly, bro, I have nothing to gain here other than just the better of man, the better of woman. Like I just want to deliver a good, solid message and hope that one day, brother, my kids and my grandkids and their kids can be proud of something that I did.
Absolutely.
Like maybe that I left something behind
Absolutely.
that's useful to somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
And even if it is you're driving from, Massachusetts to Florida,
you, man,
know what I mean?
You kept that woman up for hours while I was chopping trees.
And Suzette, and I just want to shout out Suzette. Like I'm so blessed and thankful that you guys, day one, you guys have been fans of the message. And I'm so grateful for that, brother.
It's a lot of fun too. You're doing a good thing, man.
Are you kidding me, man? Thank you so much. And Jesse, if you I want to give a shout out obviously to Brian and what he's doing. And do we have a couple is there anything you want to mention that you want to?
Well, there's a lot of things I can mention. First of all, I'm very blessed. Thank you, God, for the life that I have and the people that you've placed in my life. To my fiance Suzette, my 5 children, my amazing friends and family. All my friends that are close to me, they are my family. To Brian Vianna, the Bird Club, the River Boys, the Forever Youth. I think it's Forever Youth Recreational. Something like that. I can't remember the name. Sorry, Brian.
Well, you know what, dude? Put it on your Instagram, or if you give me that before you go.
I know I see it all the time. You'll see it on his,
you know what, dude? I'll put it on the Bobby Kudo show. I'll put the link in the show notes. If anybody's interested in going and supporting that cause, can people donate? Is that's the question? Can people donate? Or is
absolutely.
I know want to get involved. They want to help and support.
There's a lot to it. There's I think there's a lot of volunteer work and stuff like that.
Well, because we had Vito on the show, Steve Averis, and he does a lot of. He's a veteran. Thank you so much for your service, Steve.
Yeah, thank you.
We're so grateful when he comes on the show, and he does a lot of work for the Salvation Army, man.
That's awesome.
And that's all. He just gives his time up, bro. And whether it's the winter, whether it's in Thanksgiving, passing out meals,
that's great.
And dude, he's motivated. He does it himself. There's no trophy, bro. There's no prize, and there's nobody there saying nothing.
It's about changing lives,
right,
man.
dude?
That's
it really
amazing,
is, and it's one thing. And I mentioned earlier, like these social media heroes, right? Like they're on there and they're screaming and yelling at the phone, but they don't do anything. These are people, and when you talk about Brian, you talk about Steve. These are people that are actually doing it. They're tangible. They're touching these things and they're touching people's lives and they're making people understand that other people care. Dude, sometimes it has nothing to do with the backpack.
It doesn't.
It's about that somebody cared enough.
It's the principle.
It's the principle that they cared enough to get the backpack for that child. You know what I mean?
Support that he gets
Absolutely,
around everybody that helps him.
Dude, that changes lives, man. It really does.
And he has been in his whole group. Yeah. All his close friends, they're amazing.
Yeah, no, you mentioned they have like some sweatshirts.
They sell sweatshirts. Forever Originals, the River.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, stuff like that. You see it on on the
on the Facebook.
Yeah, you'll see it on his Facebook.
And I'll share the link for that. And
absolutely,
we'll share that information because
of course,
we can all help each other out, man.
Absolutely.
And, actually, real quick, I want to tell you this: the international, what is it? The IPC. The
IPC Club,
the IPC, the Progressive Club. I was talking to what's his name that runs it? Charity's husband.
Chad.
No, not Chad.
No, Kyle.
Kyle Ponce. Kyle Ponce. So I was talking to Kyle, and we actually talked about doing a DAP episode from the IPC.
That would be cool. Yeah,
so we were actually thinking about doing that, and I was saying to myself, how cool would it be?
I'll be down for that.
That's what I'm saying. Like we could have a couple of guests, and you guys can come up, and we can. So we're thinking about doing that. I don't want the cat on the bag, but it's kind of in the works. I got to reach out to Kyle again. We talked at Randy's party, Jen's birthday party. We talked about it. He's like, dude, I said, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
If anything, guys, if you're out there listening, Fall River, Massachusetts, the IPC Club. It's the Italian Progressive Club is what it is
on Foot Street, I believe.
And every Kyle puts together these Bloody Mary events.
Yeah, awesome.
Dude, they're
it's
the
like
most.
A meal.
Dude, they are magical. Go check out. I know I posted pictures of it.
Yeah, it'll be starting up because the football started.
Yeah, dude, and they are just massive. And I think they're like $14, and it literally is a meal. Like
a meal.
Absolutely. And I'm good for 2 of them, bro. And I'm just.
I think we eat everybody's food.
Yeah, we do. Right? Seriously, like we can put the plates out. Yeah. And that's what we do.
Take the food off the.
Absolutely. So. Listen, awesome. What a great cause to support. So go over there, check that out. And of course, guys, we'll have everything in the show notes for you. And if you haven't gone, check out the Instagram. Please go check out the Facebook. Go check out the Twitter. Always putting the content on there. And we did a Patreon. I did a Patreon for the Bobby Kudo show. So if anybody's looking to support the show, and I'm actually going to do something, I have like Jesse, I have like thousands, I want to say almost thousands of hours of audio that I've never published, like just stuff that I've written. I've done some monologues.
Good stuff to have in your back pocket.
You know what I mean? And like saying to myself, gee, how cool would it be if I had the Patreon, and if people subscribe to the Patreon, they could listen to that stuff, the stuff that maybe not everybody gets to hear. You know what I mean? And,
right.
You know, and ultimately,
uncensored.
Yes, exactly. And you know, dude, on the DAP, it's a different show. On the Bobby
of course, you got to have your own identity.
It's a little more family friendly, man. It's about a message.
Personal.
Absolutely, it's about. I think for me, if I had to put one word to it, it's about. I think the personal success. You know what I mean? Like your own success. That's the word, and being accountable for what you're doing, you know. And I think if we're delivering a message today, Jesse, I think it's there's a very important element of I think of a person, and that is self-respect. I think when you respect who you are as an individual and you're okay with that, I think success for you is inevitable, because the people around you are drawn to that. You know what I mean? It's the confidence that you portray, and knowing that, you know, I can be in this group of people and feel really good about it. You know what I mean? It's just good energy. There's no animosity. There's no, I'm mad at you because you might have this and I don't have that. You know, none of that matters, bro. It's really about being with the people that you love and sharing these special moments, bro. And I know I mentioned it before, like, and I see the pictures of you guys and hanging. I mean it when I say it, bro. It warms my heart to see the genuine happiness that you guys share.
Thank you.
And I know that it influences me and my wife. And bro, and not to get too sappy, we talk about you guys all the time, and it's almost
that's
like,
why we're surrounded by good people
absolutely.
as well. It doesn't come with just us, you know what I mean?
And when I think of special moments, you know, like celebrating birthdays, and like you're a part of that, bro.
Yeah,
it's like
I appreciate
immediately,
it.
like it's a no-brainer.
It's a lot of fun.
And, I think, you know, when you think,
like I said, I try to make time for everybody.
Right,
man.
seriously,
I really do.
right, and you do, man, and you do, and you know, it's easy. Family's easy, bro, because you love family because they're family, you know. And sometimes you love family even when you shouldn't, because they're family.
Right.
But with friends, you choose, man. That's a choice that you're making, and
absolutely.
I think your friends give you something that just no one else can give you, and that's and it's a choice. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of right. You know what I mean? It's
Speaking of friends, big shout out to my close personal friend that I miss so much. Robert Alves, was his birthday yesterday. So just a shout out to him.
Shout out, man.
His family, his children.
Absolutely.
And that person I was talking to you about before, it was his sister Robin.
Yeah.
Shout out to her.
Beautiful, man.
Strongest woman I ever met in my life.
Robin.
She's amazing.
Absolutely.
And God bless you on your fight, and you did it, girl.
Do you think she'd do the show?
Probably. I could ask her.
Yeah, would you mind? I would love that.
She'd be awesome, man.
Yeah,
you got to put her on a Disgruntled, though.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh, yeah, she'd go off on them, too.
Absolutely. We'll have to do that. Oh, the guys would love it. I know they would.
Rip them apart.
Really? For real?
Oh, Robin's no joke, man.
Really? Oh, dude, we're going to have to.
I'm telling you, she'd rip them apart. Got into politics with her.
Really? Yes, that's what we need. You hear that, guys? I know the guys are listening, so absolutely, dude. We're going to. All right, we're going to have to make that happen, bro. That'd be a good time.
I don't know if she'll do it, but it's.
Yeah, we can ask,
you
right?
never know,
we can ask. That's funny, bro. That's so funny. So, Jesse, thank you so much for being here, brother. I mean,
thank you so much for having me, man.
Yeah, we're gonna do this again.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right.
I want to be a regular. I want to be like Howard Stern's. What was it, Baba Booey?
Baba Booey, right? Oh man, that was awesome, bro. Yeah, that was awesome.
No, this is cool, man. Thank you very much for having me. It was a night to come do this with you and hang out with you and your wife.
Absolutely.
And
that's what, dude. I'm done because I want to go hang out.
Yeah, let's go party.
Let's go party. And so everybody, thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. One more time, if you haven't had a chance, go check out Etsy. Obviously, the Bobby Kudo Show on Etsy, thebobbykudo.com. Obviously, the DAP. You got to go check out the DAP. Episode 19, we dropped that about a week ago, man, and that is just on fire. You know, and the cool thing is you know, you see the growth of the show, you see the growth of the audience, and the impact and influence. And really, honestly, when you strip away the personal emotion and you realize that the message we're delivering is truth. Like everything, that's the one rule we have on the show, guys, and you all know this, is that it has to be truth. And we always put the money where our mouth is, and we always try to deliver the truth along with the message. And we may have an opinion, but ultimately at the end of the day, that opinion is always the same. And we love our country, and we love the idea that we can have our freedoms and have freedom of choice and doing the things that we love to do. So with that message, everyone, I hope that this finds you safe. I hope this finds you well. And please go check out the social media sites. Go check out the content. And hit me up. Hit me up at thebobbykudo@gmail.com. Drop me a message. And, of course, please, guys, Apple is so very important. That's where it counts. the reviews and the subscribers, that's the power. Like if I'm ever going to take this to the next level and get a sponsor, and even with that, we need those numbers. That's how you go to an advertiser and say, hey, there are 10,000 people listening to this.
One listener.
Absolutely. So without that support from the audience, I don't like asking anybody for anything. But guys, if you appreciate the show and you appreciate the message, please go over there and subscribe to the show. It really
God
means
will
a lot.
bless you, man. It will happen.
Man, thank you so much, brother.
Someday you'll be able to quit that
I love
job.
You, man.
And this is what
I love you, brother.
We'll move into a different studio. Love you too, my man.
Man, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much for being everybody. I really,
Thanks
really
for having
appreciate
me,
it.
Bobby.
And remember, everyone, all roads lead here.